You've probably been eating foods you think are healthy, low-fat, natural, high-protein, but some of these foods could be making fat loss much harder than it needs to be. Today, we're exposing 7 healthy foods that might be hurting your progress, and what to eat instead. Let's start with one of the biggest breakfast lies in America. Food number 7. Granola. Granola might be the greatest marketing success story in the entire grocery store. Think about what comes to mind when you hear the word granola. Nature, mountains, hiking, healthy lifestyles. Maybe a fit person eating breakfast after a workout. Everything about granola has been carefully positioned to feel healthy. The packaging usually shows oats, nuts, honey, seeds, natural ingredients. Nothing looks dangerous, nothing looks unhealthy, and that's exactly why so many people never question it. But flip the package over. Many granolas contain surprisingly high amounts of added sugar. Some varieties contain more sugar than cereals people actively avoid. And because granola is calorie-dense, the numbers add up quickly. Now here's where most people get tricked. The serving size. Take a look at almost any granola package. The serving size is tiny, far smaller than what most people actually pour into a bowl. A person trying to lose weight might fill a normal-sized cereal bowl and accidentally eat 2 or 3 servings before breakfast is even over. Then they add milk, maybe dried fruit, maybe yogurt, maybe a drizzle of honey because healthy people eat honey, right? Suddenly, a breakfast that looked healthy on Instagram becomes a calorie bomb. And the worst part? You don't feel guilty afterward. If someone eats a donut, they know they ate a donut. If someone eats a giant bowl of granola, they feel proud of themselves. That's what makes foods like this dangerous. Not because they're obviously unhealthy, because they're quietly unhealthy. They're hidden behind a health halo, a marketing image that convinces you the calories don't count. Now compare that to plain oatmeal. Nobody gets excited about oatmeal. Nobody posts oatmeal on social media. But oatmeal gives you something granola doesn't. Control. You decide how much sugar goes in. You decide how many calories go in. You decide what toppings to add. The difference isn't the oats, it's everything added after them. Food number 6. Fruit juice. This next one makes people angry every single time, because technically, fruit juice comes from fruit. So how could it possibly be bad? Well, let's imagine something. You walk into your kitchen. Someone puts 6 oranges on the table. Could you eat all 6? Maybe. But it'd take time. You'd get full. Your jaw would get tired. The fiber would slow everything down. Now take those same oranges, turn them into juice. You can drink them in less than a minute. That's the problem. The fruit isn't the issue, the fiber is. When fruit gets turned into juice, most of the fiber disappears. What's left is a concentrated source of sugar that your body can consume incredibly fast. And because it's a liquid, it doesn't create the same fullness response as eating the fruit itself. That's why someone can drink hundreds of calories without even realizing it. The label says 100% juice. The bottle shows oranges, maybe apples, maybe berries. Everything looks healthy. But the body doesn't care about the marketing. It responds to what actually enters your system. Now let's be clear. Fruit isn't the enemy. Fruit is one of the healthiest foods you can eat. The problem happens when companies remove the part that makes fruit so filling and satisfying. The fiber. Then package the rest as a health product. That's how millions of people end up drinking large amounts of sugar every morning while believing they're making a healthy choice. Instead, eat the fruit. An orange, an apple, berries, watermelon. You'll get the nutrients, you'll get the fiber, and you'll stay fuller much longer. The difference isn't the fruit, It's what got removed from it. Food number 5. Low-fat yogurt. For decades, low-fat products dominated grocery stores. Food companies convinced consumers that fat was the problem, so people started avoiding it. Low-fat milk, low-fat snacks, low-fat yogurt, and millions of shoppers believed they were making healthier choices. But something interesting happened. When companies removed the fat, they had to make the food taste good somehow. And the easiest way to do that was sugar. Lots of it. Many flavored low-fat yogurts contain surprisingly high amounts of added sugar. In some cases, people are shocked when they compare nutrition labels, because what looks like a healthy breakfast is often much closer to a dessert. Now think about the average shopper. They don't compare labels. They see low fat. They assume healthy. The decision is already made. The marketing did its job. What most people don't realize is that fat isn't automatically bad. In fact, fat helps slow digestion. It helps create fullness. It helps meals feel satisfying. Remove the fat, add sugar, and suddenly you've created a product that's easier to overconsume. This is why plain Greek yogurt has become one of the best foods in fitness. High protein, low sugar, filling, simple, no complicated marketing required. The difference isn't the yogurt, it's what's hiding inside it. Food number 4. Protein bars. Protein bars might be the most successful fitness product ever created. Think about it. Portable, convenient, high protein, sold everywhere. The marketing is brilliant. The front of the package screams muscle, performance, recovery, fitness. The bar practically looks like gym equipment. But here's the question. If you remove the protein claim from the front of the wrapper, would people still consider it healthy? For many bars, the answer becomes a lot less clear. Some contain large amounts of sugar. Some contain long ingredient lists. Some are loaded with syrups, coatings, and sweeteners. Now that's not true for every protein bar. Some are excellent, but many people never compare them. They simply assume all protein bars are healthy because the word protein appears on the package. That's like assuming every car is fast because it has racing stripes. The label isn't the product, the nutrition is. A lot of people would be better off eating actual food. Greek yogurt, chicken, eggs, cottage cheese, lean beef. Foods that deliver protein without pretending to be candy. The difference isn't convenience, it's quality. Food number 3. Store-bought smoothies. Smoothies have one of the strongest health reputations in the world. People hear the word smoothie and immediately think healthy, fitness, weight loss, nutrition. But here's the problem. Not all smoothies are created equally. Homemade smoothies can be fantastic. Store-bought smoothies are often a different story. Many contain fruit concentrates, added sugars, sweetened bases, and calorie counts that surprise people. The biggest issue is that drinking calories is easy. Your stomach doesn't always register liquid calories the same way it registers solid food. So someone can drink a massive smoothie and still feel hungry an hour later. That's a dangerous combination. High calories, low satiety, strong health marketing, the perfect recipe for overeating. A better solution? Make your own. Greek yogurt, protein powder, frozen berries, ice. Now you're controlling every ingredient. The difference isn't the smoothie, it's who's making it. Food number 2. Trail mix. Trail mix sounds healthy. And technically, parts of it are. Nuts are healthy, seeds are healthy, dried fruit can be healthy. The problem is what trail mix has become. Most commercial trail mixes aren't just nuts anymore. They're loaded with chocolate, candy pieces, yogurt-covered snacks, sugar-coated fruit. And because nuts are calorie-dense, portions matter more than most people realize. A handful? Not a problem. Half a bag? Very different story. This is another perfect example of a food that's easy to underestimate. Nobody looks at trail mix and thinks junk food, but the calories don't care what you call it. They still count. The difference isn't the ingredients, it's the amount. Food number 1. Acai bowls. Acai bowls might be the king of healthy food marketing. They look incredible. Fresh fruit, colorful toppings, beautiful presentation. Everything about them screams health. That's why they're everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, health cafes, juice bars, fitness influencers. But here's what most people never think about. What's actually inside the bowl? Many commercial acai bowls contain sweetened bases, granola, honey, nut butters, extra toppings, extra drizzles, extra calories. And because everything looks healthy, people stop asking questions. That's the common theme of this entire list. Healthy-looking foods get a free pass. Nobody questions them. Nobody tracks them. Nobody measures them. Yet they can contain enough calories to completely erase a calorie deficit. The problem isn't acai. The problem is everything surrounding it. The difference isn't the fruit, it's the additions. What to eat instead? The people who stay lean year after year usually aren't eating magical foods. They're eating boring foods. The foods nobody gets excited about. Chicken breast, eggs, Greek yogurt, lean beef, fish, potatoes, fruit, vegetables, oatmeal. Foods that have survived decades of nutrition trends because they actually work. No fancy marketing, no flashy packaging, no celebrity endorsements, just results. And that's the lesson. The front of the package sells the dream. The nutrition label tells the truth. Every food on today's list had the same strategy. Create a healthy image, build trust, make people stop asking questions. And for millions of consumers, it works. The people who make the best progress in fitness don't have secret diets. They simply learn how to separate marketing from nutrition. They flip the package over. They read the label. And they make decisions based on facts instead of advertisements. If this video saved you from wasting calories on foods that only pretend to be healthy, hit subscribe. Next week, we're exposing 7 fast food meals that are surprisingly good for building muscle. And trust me, number 1 shocked even me. You've probably been eating foods you think are healthy, low fat, natural, high protein, but some of these foods could be making fat loss much harder than it needs to be. Today, we're exposing 7 healthy foods that might be hurting your progress and what to eat instead. Let's start with one of the biggest breakfast lies in America: